Hey guys, before we get into the video, I just want to say that Black Lives Matter, and now that the racists are gone, let's get into it. Darkness, despair, dystopia. Why is it that we find ourselves so fascinated by darker themes? Why do all of these words start with the letter D? Is it a particularly sad letter? I don't know. Let's find out. Not about the D words, about the other stuff, the darkness. Alright, that's better. Like I said, society is fascinated with dark and mature themes. Gone are the days when we were satisfied with prim and proper happy endings, where the princess rides off into the sunset with her knight in shining armor, and everyone lives happily ever after. We're too smart to believe in that anymore. The veil has been lifted. The information age has disillusioned us, and we're painfully aware of just how scary the world can be. It's hard out here for an optimist. So instead, we turn our attention to stories whose heroes are just as disillusioned as we are. Enter Geralt of Rivia. The Witcher series was Netflix's most watched first season of a series of all time, ranking in countless hours and igniting a fresh wave of fantasy geeks hungry for something promising after hopes from the end of another fantasy series went up in flames. So what makes good old Gare Bear so appealing? Well, consider how popular tales of shiny knights have always been, and juxtapose them with this guy.
Fuck off, bud.
His story was a tragic one from the beginning. Having been left on the doorstep of Kaer Morhen, the Witcher School of the Wolf, specifically, he really never had any choice but to become a Witcher. When he reached the ripe old age of about 10 years old, he underwent the Trial of Grasses. For those unfamiliar with Witcher lore, the Trial of Grasses sounds like a cute little romp through an overgrown field, or maybe an allergy test. In reality, the Trial of Grasses consists of strapping the young Witcher-to-be to a wooden table and injecting him with a combination of various mutagenic potions. This is done to literally alter his biochemistry and make him the perfect monster hunter. Sadly, it's an excruciating process, and most of the boys never survived the trial. Fortunately for Geralt, he just happened to have the perfect genes. I mean, look at him. Pretty perfect. He not only survived the Trial of Grasses, but he actually reaped the most benefits from it. This explains his glorious white locks. Anyway, Geralt's fate being decided for him is a running theme of his life. Later on, after he's been witching for some time, he meets Yennefer.
Brought you apple juice.
What the fuck?
Which, if you've seen the series, you know how that all went down.
I'll do this myself!
Jennifer! Tell me what you want!
I want everything!
Yeah, so a genie bound their fates together and made them destined to be in each other's lives forever. This theme of fates being predetermined and inescapable is also something that we can relate to in our modern day lives, especially for those of us in capitalist societies. It can feel pointless to even attempt to wriggle out of our place as good little cogs in a money printing machine. And so we end up seeing ourselves in Geralt. We can relate to his fed up with everything attitude and his aimless wandering from one contract to the next, just trying to scrape by. And instead of shining armor, he's got whatever the hell this is for most of the friggin' game. And instead of a sweet, grateful princess, he's got Yennefer.
Damned crystal!
You decide to blow us up?
Geralt, I'm in no mood for jests, especially dull ones.
Need to blow off steam? Go ahead, just not on me. Find some other target. I don't know, throw another bed off the balcony.
Sweet, loving Yennefer.
Yen, told you already, I lost my memory.
And I've lost my patience!
Oh. She's really not in the mood.
That constant doting can really go to a man's head. But somehow he pulls through with his humility intact. And speaking of abuse, let's take a look at how people view Geralt.
You butchered bodies in the streets of Blaviken.
You're a beast!
You endanger the girl.
You took the law into your own hands. You made a choice. And you'll never know if it was the right one.
Get out of Blaviken, Geralt.
Because of his mutation and his profession as a monster hunter, people everywhere see him as either a freak or a bad omen. In his world, if you see a witcher, you know a monster's probably not far off. Even some people who are literally paying Geralt to dispose of a horrible beast or to drag their loved ones back from its lair treat him pretty contemptuously. This is especially intriguing to any of us who's ever heard a fairy tale before, because his job, by its very definition, should be really exciting. It should be fun and glamorous, as he's constantly saving people from some really nightmare-inducing monsters. However, the sad reality is that it seems that no one really believes that they need a witcher until they do. And so they treat witchers and subsequently Geralt like dirty garbage. A lot of us can relate with this too, as most of us never really feel fully appreciated at our jobs for the jobs that we do, even when we ourselves know that we're pretty indisposable at those jobs, because if we don't do them, they don't get done. Considering all these similarities that make Geralt of Rivia relatable to the modern day viewer, it makes sense that we're so fascinated by him as our hero, as our main protagonist. His armor's not shiny, he's not a knight, and he's not even appreciated. But still, there's a small part of him that really is holding on to that desire to do good. Despite how people treat him, he still very clearly cares about them. He still wants to save the people who are in danger. He almost can't help himself. He's a good guy, as much as he may resent himself for it. And perhaps, on some cosmic level, it's for that reason that there exists some real perks to being Geralt of Rivia. It's not all bad. I mean, in fact, he's constantly got women, usually insanely powerful women, throwing themselves at him. It's really pretty impressive. I can't exactly blame them. Even Yen, as much as she seems to despise that their fates are intertwined, is much more spiteful, perhaps, that maybe she believes that they'd have to be in order for the two of them to get their happily ever after. And that's about as sympathetic as I'm going to get for Yen. I'm sorry, Yen fans. I've played Witcher 3. She's just terrible to him. I could honestly go on for hours about this series and what makes it fascinating to its viewers, players, and readers. However, I think I'll end it here for now. That said, once I can get my setup to stream properly, stay tuned for some gaming videos and reviews in the very near future. I kind of do whatever I want on this channel, and throwing caution to the wind like that really helps to motivate me to create more content for you guys. So I hope you enjoy watching as much as I enjoy creating it. I also hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up to show the vaguely menacing YouTube elders that you enjoyed my content, and subscribe to show that you're interested in seeing more. Quick question before I let you guys go. Comment below, have you seen the Witcher series, read the books, or played the video games? Let me know what your favorite character was from those titles. For me, it's definitely Ciri. I just relate to her the most. Also, feel free to just chat with me about nerdy stuff. I've got Instagram, I've got Twitter, I've got the Facebooks, I've got all sorts of different stuff, places where you can reach me and we can just talk about weird stuff. I don't care. I'd also love to learn more about this world and its lore, as I haven't read the books yet, but they're definitely on my list. For now, God bless you guys, Black lives do indeed matter, and I will see you guys next time. This is Painted Lotus, signing off.